Incremental readings. So in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the many advantages of Supermemo. This time is for the high retention in incremental reading. So we know that because of the Supermemo algorithm, that incremental reading implemented in Supermemo, that at the time of the recording is the only app that truly implements incremental reading, uses what's called the Supermemo method. And that, by default, ensures 95% of the retention rate. Retention rate, not recall. That doesn't mean the forgetting index is 5%, because it's 100 minus 5. It's not the point of this video, there's another one, but just to let you know, it's not this thing. That will be recall. Retention rate. But to simplify, let's keep it like that. Then, knowing that, yes, you can increase the retention rate. Yes, you can increase, well, not directly. In Supermemo, you can decrease the forgetting index up to 3%. But that doesn't mean it will be 97% once again. But what happens? The higher the retention, the more reviews you will get, to diminishing returns. And you can also decrease the retention rate to speed up the learning process, because you will do less reviews. Okay. Then, in incremental reading follows the priority-based review. Unlike any other space application software, almost, that, hey, I have information overflow. I have created more flashcards that I can manage. Then what I will do is I will choose the material of most priority that this will be covered in what is called the priority protection. So I will guarantee 95% retention on those flashcards, and the other content that is not that high priority, that I don't manage to do the repetition, this will be lower, but it is what it is. It's not important enough. If I have to sacrifice, I will sacrifice what has the lower value for me. So exactly, it's something good. We cannot retain everything we want. There's way too much information out there. And then what happens, because of the algorithm, is that the high priority items, flashcards, get reviewed more frequently. Why? Because priority is a factor that plays a role on the calculation of the next interval. The opposite is true. If the priority is very low, I will get massive first intervals, like 33 days or up to 40 days, capped by design. That means that I can create a flashcard now with very low priority like this item. If I now make a close relation of this, 12 days, okay, it's not a big deal. But I could go as much as more than a month. And that's because that's what you want. That, hey, if it goes that far into the future, I will likely forget it. My retention will be compromised. Exactly true. And that's what you want. You want to compromise your retention for the low priority stuff. And you want to prioritize the high priority. So you will see, let's say you don't get penalties. So you will see this when it's about to be forgotten for you. So not everything you do is scheduled the same. Depends on the priority. That's why setting priorities is key. If you don't set priorities in Supermemo, you are not doing incremental reading. You're doing a subset of incremental reading. Then, the lower the priority, the lesser the retention, or the higher the forgetting. And to save time, it's about priorities, same in real life, right? You have a relationship with a person that is not that high priority, you will spend less time with that person. You will see that person less often. Same thing. Then, the flexible learning strategy. What happens is that in any time, I can change the priority. It's not fixed. It's not that when I put this in my collection and I create that element, I set a priority. Or Supermemo will do it if I don't set anything. That's also true. No, in any point, I can modify the priority. I can modify slightly, like this. You see now it's 98.7. Oh, now it's 96, 95.8. Yeah, it's in a slight increase, sorry, in priority. Or it could be massive. Then now, boom, 21, 22%. Then off. Now I have observed, identified that this is very high priority for me, or this kind of priority. From now on, means that the next intervals will be kind of more close to each other. Won't be that spaced out if it was close to 100% priority. So at the end of the day, the learner chooses what deserves the most attention and efficient of their time at that moment. Perhaps today that's true. Perhaps next month, or because I have learned this and that, then I don't need this thing or not at the same degree, so I will push the priority in a very low position. That's the beauty. So the key insight is that in incremental reading, it's not just about remembering more quantity, more facts. It's about smartly allocating time and focus on what's really important. As a consequence, because it's the best collection of methods available known to a human today, you win in every single domain, in every dimension. So, even if not the purpose, you will just remember more than in any other method. Yes, at the same time. But it's qualitatively, it's about that, hey, I'm just telling Supermemo, I care about that. Hey, there's something important in this, so I do an extract. Hey, I want to remember this, so I create a glossolation of that. Boom. Hey, I really care about that, so I put a high priority. Hey, I kind of need this, but can wait, so I put 12% priority. Pum, pum, pum. So I'm just, at the end of today, I'm just telling Supermemo what I want to keep, what I want to remember, how important it is, and that's it. I focus on what's truly important, what's high priority for me. As a side effect, because I know how Supermemo works, and I trust the algorithm, and I know what I'm doing, it's just a matter of time that I will remember more facts than any other method. I will remember for longer. The memory is easier to be retrieved, accessible, and at the same time, it's easier to connect, to apply that knowledge. So it's best in quantity, quality, and in semantics in every single domain. It's a win-win. The victory is a small, every single repetition, iteration is a small victory, it's a permanent victory, and in the long term, it's a massive, it's an overkill victory. There's nothing even remotely close. Anyone who uses incremental reading for years or even decades, there will be no comparison with any other method. That person has become a genius version of themselves in the sense that they have maxed out or they have achieved a point that they cannot reach in using any other method, at least known in 2024. Conclusion. Spaced repetition underpins incremental reading efficiency. Remember that the spaced repetition is included. So, or the other way around. Incremental reading is built on top of spaced repetition. It's a superset. By defining repetition, by fine-tuning retention goals and prioritizing content, you achieve the optimal balance between memory and loading speed. Because if you want higher retention rate, you will do more repetitions, therefore you will introduce less new material. If you want lower retention rate, you will be able to do less repetitions, therefore introducing more new material. It's a balance. There's a video for that, by the way. So, this has been the high retention in incremental reading, the best method on earth to date. Nothing more to add today. See you incrementally.